Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be trying on some new products. Not all of them are new on the market, but they're new to me. Most of this stuff is from Target, some of it's from Tarte. I had placed several online orders and they've just been sitting here piling up. So I don't know how these are gonna go. The only thing I have on my lips right now, I've already washed my face and toned it because I am going to be trying out a moisturizer today, but I do have this EOS shimmery lip balm on my lips and I think it's pretty shimmery. I like it. This is actually one of the first times I've tried this out too, and it smells just like all their other chapsticks do. Alright, so first I'm going to be trying the Tarte Drink of H20. This is a new moisturizer to me. My skin's been going through a weird thing lately. I've never had the best skin ever, but lately I've had a lot of texture, and then I've got some oily spots, some like overly oily spots and some overly dry spots, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with it. So I've been trying lots of new skincare. So right off the bat, this has a weird smell. But I hope that goes away, because that's not my fave. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this, rub it on my face. But anytime I touch my skin, my face gets really red. I hate that. Anytime I work out too, my face gets really red. So I look like I'm working really hard, but you know, I'm not. This is kind of sticky. It's kind of tacky. But I think once it absorbs into the skin, it should feel better. But this is really cute packaging. I'm not noticing the smell anymore, so that's good. Okay, next I have this new e.l.f. primer spray. Aqua Beauty Primer Mist. I'm wondering if, since this is in the shade Clear, if that means that it comes in shades. It says whole bottle 8 to 10 inches from the face and spray evenly on skin. Use prior to makeup application to help prime skin, after makeup application to set makeup, or throughout the day to refresh. Oh, so this is a primer mist, but it's also a setting spray. I'm gonna use it as a primer mist because I have a different setting spray that I'm gonna use. Let's get it started first. Okay. Oh! That was really intense. That's not a nice, gentle spray at all. Okay, not a fan. That was like, I feel like somebody just sprayed the pressure washer on my face. So because that was so intense, I'm going to use my blending sponge. My beauty sponge. This is my Real Techniques beauty sponge. And I'm just gonna kind of help spread that everywhere because that was rough. That was really rough. Like, ugh. I didn't like that at all. And I definitely would not use this as a setting spray because those droplets were so thick. And that was such an intense spray that would ruin your makeup. So do not recommend this e.l.f. primer mist. Ew. Okay, so the next product I have is this NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. And all I have is my blending sponge. I didn't want to use a brush because my like 2 foundation brushes are dirty. And I already don't really feel good about this anyway because I've heard bad things about it. And this is also really light. And it's like water. Look at this. It's like water. Did I not shake it well? 2 drops can be a light coverage, 3 drops can be a medium coverage, and 4 drops can be a full coverage. So it's a pretty buildable thing. 1, 2, So what I'm gonna do, this is way light. Like I'm just gonna, okay, this is like white. I'm gonna put this on the places of my face that I would like to highlight. And then I'm gonna go in with a different foundation for everything else. Cause this is like really, really white. Like I'm thinking this is a horribly bad idea. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Maybe if I had like a brush that it could sit on there, like that Bare Minerals foundation is, where you just drop it directly on the brush. Yeah, I don't like this. Hold on, I'll be back with a different foundation. Okay, so this is the Wet n Wild. I have 2 shades because I don't remember if they didn't have the middle shade when I went to the drugstore or if these were the 2 shades. But I have Nude Ivory and Soft Beige and Beige, 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 Beige. You can kind of say it in the middle like Beige, 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 like with the ZH, Beige. Okay, so I've been mixing the 2. And they've been doing pretty well. I just kind of paint it on the outside. Do you see that blackness? What? Why is my very first video going so wrong? So I've been just kind of like painting this on the outsides of the face because my insides have gotten to where they look kind of cakey sometimes. Those are the oiliest parts. So what I do is if I paint it on the outsides and then I can work it in. That Total Control was total too white. And I know it looks really white at first, again with the light foundations, but this has oxidized so fast on my skin for some reason. Like this is a hardcore oxidizing foundation, but it looks so good and it glides on like nothing. Okay, what I'm gonna do is build it up a little bit because I have, like I said, I have some skin issues. And more blending. Get down on the chin. Another thing I like about this foundation is it is really buildable. And it doesn't look cakey. Okay. And I do go over my eyelids with everything just so that I avoid putting on primer. Now for concealer, I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. And also the Maybelline Fit Me. The Tarte Shape Tape's in the shade Light and the Maybelline Fit Me's in the shade 20. So they're so dramatically different that I mix them. And I hate a thick concealer. So I'm doing just a little bit of the light underneath my eyes and mixing it with a little bit right on top of the 20. And then anywhere I really need it, I'll go back in with the 20. And then like one dot of the Shape Tape. And the Shape Tape does dry down pretty quickly, so you have to work fast when you put it on. Ta-da! So it's like those bumps never happened. I usually start with my other eye. I don't know why I started with this one today. That's gonna bother me. One thing about sponges though, these beauty sponges, I did not know when I first got them. So I was really gross for like a month or two. But you need to be cleaning these like once a week with like a deep clean. Because if you're not, bacteria builds up. So it's just like your brushes, but even more so because this holds things more than your brushes would. Also because it holds so much moisture. It's like a feeding ground for bacteria. Another thing is don't zip this up in your makeup bag or don't lock it away in a drawer somewhere. Because when it's still damp, because mold can grow on it. I had to learn that the hard way. One day I saw these black dots on my beauty sponge and I was like, what is that? Figured out it's mold. So make sure you're not letting mold and bacteria live on your face sponge. Okay, now that that's thoroughly blended, I'm going to set it. Oh, I got new brushes. These are the unicorn brushes. Everybody's calling them the unicorn brushes, but they're labeled as magic wand brushes. Anyway, here's these. The whole family. Really excited about that. They feel so soft. So I'm going to use, this is so huge though. I'm gonna use this small Eco Tools brush. I got this in a little kit 5-6 years ago. And I'm going to set this with my NYX Set It, Don't Fret It matte finishing powder. Set it and don't fret it. And I cannot put too much of this. Like I can't bake with this because it is colored. It's tinted. It's in the shade light, I think. Light medium. But this turns my makeup super orange if I'm not careful. But I'm also going above the eye to set all the products we put up there. And then I'm just, with the remaining stuff that's on the brush, I'm gonna dab around on my face. Because like I said, this super oxidizes my foundation. So I don't wanna put a lot of this everywhere. So, foundation's done. Let's go ahead and do some brows. I'm gonna use my NYX Microbrow pencil. I love this pencil. It's got the little spoolie at one end and then your product at the other end. I'm gonna try to do this without getting out of frame. Okay. And I never really do much to my brows at all. Because I love the supernatural look. And also because I don't really have time. Done. Now I'm going to set that with some NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade also Espresso. Okay. Done. Now I'm going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer and this Tarte brush. And I'm gonna go from the top of the ear down towards the mouth. I'm gonna start like at the earlobe and trace it down to the chin to make it look shadowy. Then I'm gonna go in with this brush. I'm not sure what they're calling this one, and I'm just gonna blend that out because I don't like how harsh that turned out. Okay, so also I'm going to try to bronze up the face a little bit. I've got these two butter bronzers. One is in the shade bronzer and the other one's light bronzer, and honestly there's a little bit of a difference. Light bronzer is a little more red. So we have light bronzer and bronzer. A little bit of a difference. I'm gonna go in with the shade bronzer, and I'm gonna actually take this Jumbo Kabuki fan brush from Crown, number SS023, because this has been my daily routine, and I just kind of go over that. And I feel like it gives like a more natural looking contour, like a more blended, more blended contour basically. So I'm just gonna blend that around, blend it into the hairline. I always try to blend my products as close into my hairline as possible, because if you don't, you could have like a little, like a face line. And then I'm actually gonna bronze the top of my nose because it's almost summer and I like to have that sun-kissed glow. Okay, so that's what we have now. I really like it. I'm liking this moisturizer. So now with this brush, I'm gonna go in with this Tarte blush that I just got in today, and it is such an intense color. I'm worried that it's gonna be too dark on my cheeks. But I stuck my finger in it earlier and it was kind of mushy. Like it's really mushy. Like I just stuck my finger in it again. I'm just gonna put a little on my brush. And it's shimmery too. So I'm gonna try not to get it too far this way. I definitely see the shimmer. It's really pretty actually. It's pretty. I'm actually not sure how I feel about the shimmeriness, but I can't stop. Let me do a little bit more. I'm actually just gonna layer it kind of on top of the bronzer now. Huh. Okay, so I can't decide. I don't know. It looks really pretty on camera, but in person it is accentuating all my flaws. I don't know. To be decided on that. I think I really like it. I'm gonna use my Colourpop Super Shock Cheek instead of Super Shock Shadow. And you know what I did? When I went to close it the other day, and so it left a little line in my thing, and I don't like that now. But I'm gonna go in with this weird little brush that I've also had since I first started ever doing makeup ever. And it's an Essence of Beauty, and it just says powder, but I like the shape of it for highlight. And I keep trying to go over that spot so that that's the first place that disappears. But this is like an uber gorgeous highlight. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm trying not to go too far down with it because I've got a shimmery blush on, but I kind of make like a greater than sign and a less than sign here. When I do my highlighting, I always do just like every high point, every place that the light would naturally hit. So like these points on my forehead, my nose a little bit, my Cupid's bow, just highlight everywhere. So now I'm going to go in with this Beautifully Bare. I want to use this, but first I need to put a transition color down. But this is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Smooth Matte Eyeshadow in Blushing Rose. And when I saw this color, it just screamed at me. And oh my gosh. Watch this. Okay, so it comes in this little doe foot applicator thing. You apply it like that. So it's that on first swatch. But then when you blend it out, it blends out to a really, really gorgeous color. So I'm gonna zoom in just a tiny bit so that you can see my eyes. For blending and transition and all that, I'm gonna use my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I've got these two eyeshadow brushes that came with the Tarte, and then I've got this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that came with this palette. So with this brush, I'm gonna go in first with Tempera all over. Just to make sure that everything I've applied so far, all those concealers and everything, are all set. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with Golden Ochre, which is that color. Same brush, because when you don't have many brushes to choose from initially, you do with what you have. And I'm putting this a little above the crease for a transition shade. But I'm gonna kind of create a taller crease because I have sort of a hooded eyelid thing going on. I have like a trifold lid. So by putting the product a little bit above the crease, it creates the illusion of a higher crease. And that's what I want. So again, just going back and forth with Golden Ochre. Okay, so now that I'm done with the transition color, I want to keep it pretty simple. So I'm gonna go in with Warm Taupe, which is this color. Same brush, why not? And I'm gonna go on the outside up with it and then just blend it inwards towards the crease. Because I want to keep it kind of cool tone. This is Warm Taupe, I know, but it's cooler than the other colors in the palette. I don't want to do burnt orange or anything like that. Whereas if I were just creating like a simple look without using this e.l.f. shade, I probably would. But I never really use Warm Taupe, so again, outer corner. I'm not going all the way to the outer corner because I want the outer corner to be really smoky and just fade away. So I'm kind of starting it here and then blending it in and then also blending it out. Okay, I like it. Then I started thinking about it. I think I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand and go into it and just place it. I'm gonna do a little bit more Warm Taupe everywhere. Sorry, my mouth is open all the time. First of all, I can't breathe. I'm just now getting over like some sort of funky sickness. So my nose is a little bit stuffy, but also I just hold my mouth open. So that I don't mess anything up, I'm going to apply this to the back of my hand. So I've just applied a little dot. Then I'm gonna go in with this brush and place it on the outer corner. And kind of blend it inwards. That's actually really pretty. I like it done like that. I feel like if I would have just gone in heavy-handed with it, I feel like it would have been too much. But I like it like this. It's really pretty. I like it. Okay, so another dot. Boop. Same thing. I'm just like picking some up with the brush, placing it on the outer corner, and then working it inward. And this is kind of drying like a powder. So there doesn't seem to be an issue with me going over powder. I am just kind of tapping because if I smear it, I'm afraid it will, since it's a liquid at first, I'm afraid it will pick up some of that powder and carry it, transfer it. It's really pretty. So then, I'm gonna do a little trickaroo. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna do the same thing. This brush, warm taupe, and I'm gonna pinch it like that. And go under my lower lash line. Warm taupe, pinch it. Then this brush with this e.l.f. product again, dot it. Now this time I'm putting it on the very tip, blending that onto the lower lash line as well, but closer than the warm taupe was. I want this more precise. But I'm going all the way to the inner corner and then all the way back out. Okay, there's what we have so far. Really loving it, like maybe too much. I want to deepen it up in the outer corners just a little. I never used this one. Oh well. So I'm gonna go, you know what, that's what I'll use this for, a tiny bit of Cypress Umber, which is this brown shade, and it is really, really dark. Right on the outer corner, and look how pigmented that is. It's like, but that gives it just enough dimension. And with this, I'm doing the same thing, not putting it as far out as I want it, so that I can work it back and forth. And I'm really, really loving the matte look of this Blushing Rose by e.l.f. Love how matte this is. Okay, now to wrap it up, I'm gonna do a little bit of inner corner highlight with, you know what? Like I said, when you don't have much, you use what you got. I'm wiping off this Tarte brush. I'm gonna go in with Vermeer, which is that one. Right there in the inner corners. Now it's time for mascara. I'm gonna give my lashes a little bit of a curl. Be gentle with them, because eyelash curlers always scare me. Gonna back you up a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with my Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer for your lashes. There's really not much here, but but I feel like this just helps keep them separated. I hate when my lashes all clump together. I'm gonna give that a few seconds to dry. Then I have another new product. Well, it doesn't say new, but it's new to me. This Lash Extending Mascara by e.l.f. Ooh, I had better hopes for the brush. I'm not really fanning that right now. Oh man, there's like fuzz on it. Okay. What? I hate this. Like, I mega hate this. And look how flimsy this wand is. Ugh. I feel like despite all my efforts, it's really separating my lashes. Which if you like that, excellent. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna give that a second to dry, and then I'm gonna go over it with a second coat because this has done nothing much at all. Okay, second coat. Like, this thing is, the wand is so flimsy that literally me doing that through my eyelashes is causing it to bend. Okay. I think I was just able to save that a little bit. Still not my fave. Here, I'll zoom you in and let you look at what it's done. Like, that eye. I just don't know how I feel about it. Okay, not my fave. Now, this Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Precious. Oh, this is really pretty. Whoa. I was actually hoping that it was gonna be more subtle, but there's nothing subtle about this. But it dries matte. Like, it has already dried. Well, you know what? I can't. Let me go in with another coat of this mascara. Okay, well, apparently third time's a charm because now my eyelashes look really long and spidery, and they hardly ever look like that. Kind of digging it. Okay. I've tried out these new products. There was a lot of stuff that I liked. I really feel like I like the Tarte Drink of H20, but I'll have to see what it does for my dry spots. I have some dry spots here, so I'd like to see what that does for my dry spots over the course of a few days. Not a fan of the NYX Total Control foundation. Not a fan at all of this primer mist at all. The mascara I'll have to keep playing around with because I like the way it looks now. My lashes look really spidery and long. Of course, love the brushes. What else did I try? Oh, the Tarte blush. Not sure how I feel about it. Like, already I'm looking and my pores are looking greasy. It's looking oily, more oily than it is shiny. And that's just because I have naturally oily skin right there. I really, really love this e.l.f. shadow in Blushing Rose. And I think I can get used to these lips too. Oh, I have to set it. I'm gonna set it with the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. And then after I set it, I like to go in and press it in. And that usually helps with the shine of my highlight. It helps it to actually soak into the skin instead of just being like a bright highlight right on top of the skin. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at these new products with me, watching me try them out, and I hope you'll come back for more. So please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.